Okay, how's it going, everyone? This is a quick demonstration of how to edit HTML and CSS in Chromium directly, that's to say, graphically. Those of you who know me know that I've had a great deal of difficulty because I really cannot code. I really can't code, and I'm very much a graphical person who, when I see a web page, what I want to do is simply select the text that I want to edit and just change it directly. You can do this with Chromium directly. You can do it in two steps. Obviously, I would suggest that you read this and this. If you're the person who just follows instructions, just follow the text to the right of the video. But I will do it directly and show you in case you're the type of person who, like me, has to see what you're working on directly. To the pane on my left, I pulled up my website. We're going to be working with just this one page, and I'm simply going to edit this information here in this frame and just edit something very quick that changes two things. Number one, I'm just going to dispense with the text pretty much completely. And then I'm going to change some of the styling, which is in the CSS document separate from it. Basically proof of that I'm changing the text in the HTML file and then the styling in the CSS file. Let's do that then. First of all, you notice that you're looking at the page online right now. First thing we do is save it. When you save as, you cannot use HTML only because you're going to need the other files. HTML only will pull only the HTML. It will not pull the CSS file associated with the original page. Now, notice please that the page is already coded. You could start with basically the HTML tags and just links to a blank CSS page and a blank HTML page, and just so long as they're both linked together, it should pull it both together when you select Web Page Complete. And you save it. You're going to save it as a local file, which I've conveniently named your local files folder. Doesn't matter where it is. I would also like to establish that this is index page, so I'm going to rename it that. That will solve a lot of trouble later on. As you probably know, when it saves, it's going to keep that name later on, and all the relative links are going to refer to that. So it will be a problem if you don't name it correctly from the get-go. Saving it was, but when you save it to Web Page Complete, let's do that. And we look at the folders. You notice that it will directly where you selected your local files drop that index HTML file. It will also create this folder called index underscore files within it, and the CSS file, which I happen to name it ac1.css, will be in it. Please notice that it does not have to be the index. The name of the CSS file does not have to be the same as your web page. Please notice also that it did not grab any of the images for this website, which has several. That banner, that little intro portfolio piece, and this it didn't grab that. So you will have to grab those files. You may use, for instance, a program such as FileZilla or whatever. Wherever your images are, just make sure to grab that image folder. And just grab it and dump it directly in that wherever it is. I was actually going to dump it here in the index files, but that's for convenience. I'm not exactly certain, and you can test this yourself if you feel like it. But the way I organized it, the originally on my web page, it basically goes to /images file. So however Firefox, or I'm sorry, Chromium pulls it, it will dump all your files in here, and even though it, at least for me, it did not grab the images folder with the images in it, it did, I believe, change all the associations so that the relative links do associate there. So let's go up and take a quick look at it, and we're going to open it in Chromium because Firefox for some reason is not doing it how it should. And as you can see, we're now working on the file on my local hard drive, and it pulled up all the images as it should have. To show you what I mean with you must copy the images there, if I go and delete this and just refresh it right here, it's gone. It did save the associations to relative images, and without it, you can't, you just can't do it. So let's go back and add all those images back to the local, back to that folder it created there. And now when we hit refresh, so that's all there. Now, to demonstrate editing HTML in Chromium, you will basically select the element you want to edit, inspect element. It will pop up this developer tools, and basically you can, I seem to say basically a lot. I don't like that. Well, you can probably dock it to the main menu. Yeah, you can do that. I don't actually like it that way. Let's undock it. But anyway, you can basically find where it is, and I found a text that I want to get rid of, and just, oops, you can undo, and select what you want to get rid of. I want to keep the division, but just keep that. Just keep that. That's what I want to edit. So, edited text, HTML. And that's just in the HTML. Here, this one I'm going to change that to let's keep it simple. Just we'll change the text, which you can see we'll keep this. All the rest is going to be blown away. All that's gone away. And originally, okay. So now, and it's two steps. Now that I have this edited file, again, save as. Once you have you save it 3 times. Once to create the index files folder so that you can dump the images into it. The second time, and I'm clicking on and saving over it. The second time saves the HTML file, and again, make sure it's web page complete. If at this stage you decide, oh, I just want HTML only, it's not going to work. I don't know why, but it will not. The changes will not take, and then you'll be left with the original, the page as it was originally. Web page complete will save over it. Yes, we want to replace it. That's the whole point of working locally. I know this is annoying, but you can obviously make several changes at once before you save. So at least, yes, you're not editing and saving immediately, but at least you can make all your changes and then save. It's okay. So now the HTML is saved. We can just verify that right now. Look at my local files and open it in just a text editor, Bluefish, which is nifty. and just search for, okay, edited text HTML, which is what the changes I made. And as you can see, there's nothing else underneath. So you see that the text file was edited. Okay, so we'll close that. And now, the first step was to save and create the folders. The second one to edit the HTML. The third time, if you're going to make changes on the element to the styling, here's where you do it, to basically selecting that. And for instance, here on the styling, so inherited from let's see, font weight bold. I don't want to make the changes here. I can, but what I want to do is click here on that ac1.css was my CSS file. I hope I'm not boring you guys too much. But now I'm working directly in the CSS file, the cascading style sheets file. And I just want to find my default text size, or, well, this particular font size, which I set up for that particular element. That's the reason I would change only one element rather than more than one. And we're going to change that to basically 20. Yeah. Let's make it 40 or something outrageous so you can tell it was the CSS that made the change, and so we can tell that this time when we save it. And save should do it. And yes, that's the file name. It grabbed it. And please forgive any objectionable content you might find while navigating my own computer. Okay, so there's where it is. You just navigate to your local files and index files, and that's where that CSS file is. Save. Yes, I want to replace it. Boom. And it's done. The 3 steps. First, to create. From now on, you only have to do the 2 steps. Once to change any text, to edit the text, and second to style it if you even need to do so in the CSS file. But I can now, for instance, open it in Firefox. Just all I'm doing is proof that it did save to where I wanted, and the changes were made. So now we're going to open it. Yeah, and you can see, not a sleight of hand. Even Firefox recognizes the changes that are there. So thank you for looking at my video. This was mostly created for friends and family who just do not understand that the best things in life are free, and who the heck pays for software nowadays anyway, when you can literally do this stuff with your browser. And this was done with Chromium, by the way. Alright, thanks a lot, and thank you for watching.